Hey kitschy cats and kittens, it's Froggy Friday.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Hello everybody, welcome back. We have a very cool video for you today. I have a very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I thought you were going to introduce me. Hi, I'm Dan, Mr. Kitschy, and this is Froggy Friday versus edition. Which Froggy will come out on top? Which Froggy will win the Golden Croaky? You will decide in the comments.
Oh, that was far better than I would have done. Nicely done. Very, very good. Okay, so each of us is going to be making a Froggy, and we are vying for the coveted Golden Croaky Award for January 2025. Mine is the first to go, so I'm starting off with regular setting 1:1 art Cast Epoxy, and I wanted it to be opaque. I am actually trying to mimic the style of Ben's works. If you haven't checked out that channel, very cool. Also husband and wife team, they do some fun stuff. And what they do is they pour all the colors at the same time and they make some really cool swirls. So I'm trying to mimic that here. And I tried a couple of different ways to make this opaque sort of paste, and the best thing I came up with was to use white opaque pigment paste, and I added resin dye to it in the color purple, blue, and green. It did come out a little more pastel than I intended, but I still like it. It sort of reminds me of spring.
Do you want to tell them about your approach to pouring here?
Sure. I poured one color, and then I poured another, and then I poured the other color, and then I poured another, and I did that until it was partway up the feet, and then I poured the purple. Not super technical, but I really like here in a couple seconds you'll see, it may actually be after I do the toes, but it ends up looking kind of tie-dye in the middle of the frog, so I'm thinking I kind of want to run with that. I want to try some tie-dye. I don't know how it's going to work with resin moving into the center when it cures. I'm going to have to figure that out, but it sounds cool.
It definitely looked tie-dye while it was curing. I'm not sure the end result ended up being super tie-dye.
It didn't.
You can definitely play around with that and maybe get that effect.
Yeah, I think so. It'll probably depend upon how far into the curing process it is, and I'm thinking I should use fast set.
I don't know any of the technical stuff, so I'm going to leave that to you.
Sounds good. So you can see right away under the chin there are some bubbles, and I did let this sit. I wanted it to thicken up a little bit so that you can see the tie-dye look there. I wanted to let it thicken up a little bit so that the colors didn't really run together, and I think that was a mistake. I had some extra, I poured a little frog. He didn't end up with any hands or feet though, so not sure what I'll do with them. But I'm pointing out here where there are definitely some bubbles and more than I had anticipated, so that was kind of a bummer.
But it's still very cute. Watch the close-up in 3, 2, 1. Okay, maybe my countdown's a little bit off there.
Voiceovers are hard. They're not easy. So you can just see some of the bubbles, but all in all, I think she looks cute.
There was a close-up. I was way off. All right, so this is me. And first off, I'm picking the eyes because that's key. And yeah, I went with those. It was a journey. I sort of turned the eye upside down and put it in without looking to see which way it was facing, so didn't really have a clue as to if it was good or not. And, you know, it ended up okay.
It's fine. That happens to all of us. I did it the first time, remember? I had the eyes facing the wrong way.
Yeah. I mean, but I was thinking about it and still got it wrong, so, you know... This is my first time. I'm going to give myself a pass on that one.
This was his first ever resin pour. He did so well. I am so proud of you.
That may be wife goggles, folks. I'm not sure.
It wasn't wife goggles. You did a good job. My first pour was a hot mess. Yours was great. You had a little bit of an assist.
Yeah, I did make a bit of a mess. So what I did is for my 3 pours, I went with mica powder. Just because I wanted a stronger sort of color than sort of what resin paste would have given us. And yeah, I'm happy with how it looked. I went with a yellow, bronze, copper color, and then sort of a
Like a
red
wine.
burgundy
Yeah.
red for the feet. I was sort of going for the poisonous sort of frog look. Stay away, do not come near.
Danger frog.
Pretty much. I think if we ever get pigment paste, I'm going to try it again with some non-sparkly colors and see if I can get it to look dangerous without being also mesmerizing.
But I like the mesmerizing. I feel like it's a tactic. The frog mesmerizes its prey and then attacks.
Maybe. It gums it to death.
Frogs don't have teeth, do they?
I don't
Do
think
they?
so. I mean, based on Kermit, no.
Okay, I'm not sure that's like an accurate representation of a frog.
I feel like Jim Henson would like be accurate on that point there.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll have to do some research and figure that out. I'm sure someone can let us know in the comments.
But look at these colors. I think I picked well.
Those are awesome.
And I definitely mixed it all by myself. I did get a little help once I got resin on my gloves, so as to not like touch things extra. She had to clean up there because I totally got it all over the...
The struggle is real. Once you get resin on your gloves, it's kind of all over.
That was something I did not account for, and I am not doing a good job of like showing the camera what I'm doing. It's all covered by my hands. Sorry guys, I will work on that if this happens again.
Oh, don't worry about it. I do that all the time, and it will happen again. I want to do another one with you. Maybe not another frog. We'll do something though.
I mean, but who's going to win the Golden Croaky for February if we're not doing this again?
I don't know. Maybe somebody in my audience would like to have a little video-to-video duel.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of editing work. Not it. Not that I do any of the editing anyway, folks. I'm just trying to be funny there.
He's not my editor. Don't worry, Wendy's Decorium editor. I treat him very well.
But it doesn't pay enough for me to edit for her. Maybe if I got a little bit more bread or water.
I will pay you in accolades. How's that?
If I'm doing the editing, I feel like I would do the accolades myself.
Probably. Toot your own horn a little. So, this frog turns out so cool, but also the eyes are priceless.
It looks a little stoned. It was not intentional, but the eyes are just sort of a little crooked. And actually here when we're unmolding, the legs are still very bendy. But luckily Mrs. Kitschy's done enough of these that she could tell me exactly how to pull the mold off, because otherwise the legs would have gone all crazy. But look at that. Can you see the eyes? That might have gone a little too fast there, but the eyes are at an angle and look a little squinty. But look at those colors.
Froggy kiss.
After seeing my frog in all its amazing colors, Mrs. Kitschy was like, oh no, I'm going to lose this to a first timer. So she's like, I've got to zhuzh mine up.
I mean, to be fair, I did tell you, you can totally use everything in here and add some extras to yours too. You chose not to, but I don't think yours actually needed it. I think mine did.
You say that I could have used anything, but I don't know where anything is. You went to like some random drawer you haven't opened in months and pulled out some stuff for this thing. How would I have ever found that for my frog? I'm just saying. There may have been a little bit of cheating going on, folks. Take that into consideration when you're voting.
Hey!
Vote Dan.
Hey! I wanted to do a flower crown, and the drawer I opened had my faux flowers, but I really didn't find anything small enough, so I went with these clay flowers, and these are actually beads. I think I got these off of Shein or Temu, one of those sites, but I picked out the most pastel-y looking ones because these are pretty neon. And I just go ahead and apply those with UV resin. And you do see that I cut some of the backing off. It was a little tall. And don't forget, you need to rough up your surface before you attach anything to it because the resin is shiny and will not hold on. And here are the butterfly clay slices I used for the last Froggy Friday video. If you haven't watched that, make sure you check that out. It was super fun. But I decided this Froggy with her flowers needed some butterflies too. Yours is a poison frog, danger, danger, and mine is a loving, happy springtime flower frog. Pet me.
Yours wouldn't survive in the wild.
No.
Just saying.
No, it would not.
I mean, mine's made of resin, so it wouldn't survive in the wild either, but you know.
But mine is very much, I wouldn't survive in the wild either. But look how beautiful yours is.
Yeah, I'm happy with the color choices. It worked out really well.
Even if he's a little googly-eyed. It's all good.
I think the eyes add to it.
I think so too. I love it. He looks great.
I'd also like to thank Mrs. Kitschy for helping me out here because, you know, she left me unsupervised for some portions of this pour, but for the most part she was there just in case I needed help.
Just in case, but
And
you really didn't.
You got in there a few times and like helped me out, especially with the wiping down, so I wouldn't make more of a mess than I did.
Minutia. You did most of it yourself, and I think it looked really good, but only time will tell who wins the coveted January 2025 Golden Croaky.
So leave your vote in the comments below. We're going to tally them up by Wednesday, and we'll announce the results at the next Froggy Friday.
Sure. I can
Yeah.
do a community post too, maybe.
Okay.
Thanks so much for joining me. It was super fun, and let's do this again sometime.
It was a lot of fun for me too, and if you guys want to see more of these, let us know.
Thanks for hopping by. I'll see you soon.